Hey everybody, it's Busy Little Bee. Welcome back to my channel. We are here today for a Kalari update. So I have some videos from before the election and then some videos from after, and they're just clips of her videos because no one has that kind of time. But you can see such a difference. She was very hopeful that Kamala Harris would win the election and was pretty much banking on it and was trying to get pregnant, although she is of advanced maternal age. I think she's almost 50, but she was, planning on trying to have a baby. Now, since the election is over and Donald Trump has won, she's pretty much lost her mind. Like, she thinks she's a financial advisor now. And you guys are going to see that she cannot even read a currency conversion chart that is right in front of her correctly. So I thought that that was interesting. And it seems like Kalari lives in a world where she has a lot of knowledge and she's very educated and she knows about political issues and social issues and she's very well versed on all this. This woman does not say per capita. She says per capita. This woman mispronounces a lot of things and misuses words that most adults already know. Like, it's pretty basic language. She doesn't grasp a whole lot of the English language, in case you haven't been able to tell. But she claims to know many languages. You'll see coming up in one of the videos. So first we're going to start with clips from her October 30th stream, and then we'll move on from there.
But I think today's cast needs to be about Kamala's amazing trajectory, the way she has been campaigning, the star power that she brings. Hi, thank you so much, Pix. I appreciate that too. And Beans, welcome to the chat, hun. I think the problem with a lot of people right now is we're 7 days out from something that could make history in a positive way or drag us back to a dark time. And the thing is, women like Louise Mensch called us all out of our face. I got called a cult leader personally by her. I was like, ma'am, you don't even know me. So I don't appreciate that. I'm not telling you how to vote at all. That is not my job. I'm telling you to vote. I know how I voted. I know how most of my family has voted. And I'm good with that. This is like, I don't understand how people can be this connected online, yet this emotionally and intellectually disconnected from facts. He doesn't understand our capitals. He doesn't understand our territories. He doesn't understand that you can't just look at somebody in America who might speak more than one language, because a lot of us do, who looks different than you and assume that they don't belong here. But that's...
Even he claims that his wife speaks 7 languages.
I doubt it. She barely speaks English.
I know, yeah.
Because they delayed because they had to, because he was crying, the government's doing this, he's being persecuted, election interference. So Georgia was like, okay, we can be patient. We'll delay everything till after the election. But you bet your bottom dollar, once he loses, Fanny's going to be there waiting for him. For a lot of us, our rights to live are on the line. And I don't say that lightly. As somebody who is going through fertility stuff right now, the fact is, if a certain person gets into power, my safety is legitimately on the line from that. And I don't want to deal with that. And while I had the benefit of taking kiddo out and putting him in a virtual school from junior high to high school, not a lot of parents trust that. And it really, unless your kid is kind of like mine, where he's antisocial somewhat and aneurotypical, most kids want to be around other kids when they're learning. I don't buy the polls. I'm sorry. I am seeing groundwork like nobody's business in full support of VP Harris's, I'm not even going to say potential, hopeful presidential bid. I am so hopeful. That is the word I think people need to hold on to in these next 7 days, almost 6 days now, and realize that if you voted, you did your part. If you don't care, just say you don't care. Don't play in our faces that you care while you're literally voting away our autonomy.
See what I mean? It's not autonomy, it's autonomy. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. I know she was trying to say our autonomy, but this woman can barely speak English and she claims that she speaks multiple languages. It drives me nuts. I did have one thing to say about her child. Like, I think everyone, makes their own decisions for their children. But junior high and high school would seem like the worst times to take kids out of school because that's where they socialize. You know what I mean? They learn how to interact with different types of people. And being a neurotypical, I'm sure that those would be very, very helpful experiences because when he's an adult, he's going to have to go out and function in the world amongst different types of people. So that's just my personal opinion on it. But so she says she knows how most of her family voted. Later on, she goes on to say that she's not having Thanksgiving with her in-laws because she feels like they voted against her and her son's life, and so therefore her husband is not going to be with his family for Thanksgiving. I think that's fucked up. You should not be isolating your partner from their family. Like, that's really fucked up. All right, let's get on to the clips from October 31st. So we're still pre-election.
I had that mental disconnect with the internet. I did. I've really just seen people as usernames. And even though I was happy to see familiar usernames because they gave me a sense of familiarity, I didn't really think of people on that level. And I was happier that way. I was happier not thinking about people as people, recognize people as people. They don't understand how hard it is once I realize people are people not to get simply paranoid about their motivations and why they want to be around. It just felt like a dog pile on my psyche the last couple of weeks. And I don't blame any of the people that were exposed with a certain caveat. The part that floors me are the people still trying, because your main goal is to just destroy people's channels. Honestly speaking, I need to go back to just protecting my peace, because it's not just a mantra for me. It is the reality. I need to protect my peace because my peace was shattered. And I am just honest enough to tell you that that's the truth, whether people like it or not.
So I don't know who Kalari is speaking of here, but nobody wanted to destroy her channel. I don't know if she understands that what she does is entertaining. It's fucking funny watching someone announce 6 times that they're leaving Girl World and they still talk about Girl World, or someone claiming they're retiring from politics and political discourse and they continue speaking about politics and having political discourse. Like, which is it? Because that's cow behavior. So now let's move on. The next one is November 2nd, and let's see what she had to say. We're still pre-election here.
I think he epitomizes a friend that just wants to see his friends succeed, but wants to come with them too. And I love that.
You're my angel dust. I think a lot of times people want to use mental issues and they want to use that as a manipulation tool.
I was probably just one bad turn away from being an actual fucking villain. And speaking of Jan's views,
yeah, I don't understand decorating. I realize that might sound lazy, but it's no. The narrow spicy. I don't understand putting things up to take things down. I know this is gonna also sound lazy as fuck, but I don't even wash my dishes.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that's utter laziness. But also, didn't you just say that you don't like it when people use mental health issues as tools of manipulation? Sounds like you just did. You said you don't decorate because your neuro's spicy, and that's also why you don't do your dishes? Just saying. Moving on, this next video is from November 3rd. This is the last set of clips before we hit the election. Phooey!
I had my fun. It stopped being fun. I gotta leave this alone. Especially since it doesn't stop at just talking shit about me. If it was that, I think I probably could have handled things a bit better. But having innocent people be caught up in this because they dare talk to me or be associated with me was why I decided this is not okay anymore. I actually care that these people who put in the effort for their work, whether they're editing stuff, whether they're doing commentary too, continue to be brought down by something that was a coordinated effort. You look like he never leaves his home unless he has to. But once I'm done, I'm able to just be done. And I know it's hard for some people to accept or understand that, but it's the way it is.
So that was like her fourth or fifth time announcing that she's out of Girl World. She's out of Girl World. This was a coordinated attack. No one coordinated an attack. You put up a video showing that you could put socks on to like get one up on Foodie Beauty or some shit. And you damn near fell over and it was hilarious. And then you started talking about how much better you are than Foodie. And then you went around and started calling everyone else Grift Gang when you yourself had so many damn bullshit GoFundMes for housewarmings, for a bad burrito bowl that you willingly ate. All kinds of stuff. An animal sanctuary that none of us believe existed. Come on, bro. This wasn't a coordinated attack. This was you fucking up your own shit by lying and getting caught and pointing the finger at everyone else and claiming how much better you are. A lot of us noticed it and a lot of us covered it and a lot of us are covering you now because of it. We cover a lot of people. You're just one of them. All right, moving on. Now we are going to the post-election. So we are going to go to the November 7th stream. Get ready. She's not happy.
After Tuesday, I felt broken. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. I felt like the end of the world was upon us. I panicked because I was the only one in my house. And still technically, until the new ones get in here, the only one in my house with a functioning passport. I know a lot of people think I was being just hyperbolic or didn't know what I was talking about in regards to that. Oh, that's Kiddo's old one. You can't use that anymore because it's a minor. And it expired after 5 years. But my passport, which I got right here, and it was a diplomatic one back then, expires next year, but it's still usable. It expires, I believe, on my birthday of next year. Yep. 2025, actually, in July 2025. And I'm not going to spend another 4 years doom-saying, doom-crying, listing off the names of people who are going to be lynched, listing off the names of people who are going to be stopped, frisked, detained. I did my part. My family did their part to vote properly. We worked our asses off, text banking, phone banking, reaching out to whoever we could to do the right thing this year. I argued with people who I knew were going to suffer because they were a one-topic issue with the Gaza situation here in Michigan. Y'all thought abstaining, protest voting, or literally voting for the other guy was going to be okay because you were sticking it to us Dems who couldn't give you everything you wanted off the bat. And now you are literally going to be under the guy who not only had the first Muslim ban, which directly affected me because of my neighbors.
Your neighbors? You mean the ones who you were supposedly helping with their immigration paperwork? Where you started a fundraiser and told people to give directly to your PayPal or to the ACLU. But did you link to the ACLU? Hell no, but your fucking PayPal link was sure there, wasn't it? Yeah, don't don't try to be up on your moral high horse. This is such crap because people didn't vote the way that Kalari wanted. Now she is personally in danger and she is fleeing the country as soon as she possibly can. But this woman has nothing else in her life, it seems like. And that's why I included the clip earlier of her talking about the guy who seems like he never leaves home unless he has to, because she seems like that person. Like she has no idea what it's like to actually interact with people in the real world. You know what I mean? Most people are not this radicalized, I guess is the word.
From NC. But after today, the Bonnet Chronicles has to stop. I've put my life on the line for this cast and other casts that were politically and socially aware. I've had threats to myself and my family.
I'm sorry, but who is viewing this woman as a threat? Because, like, seriously, in the world of politics, no one's gonna take her seriously. Why would she be getting death threats? I have questions. I don't believe this shit.
And now, for the holidays, I can't even sit across from the people that I married into because I don't feel safe. I know they willingly went to the polls to vote against my rights and freedom.
Everyone should be very careful when it comes to things like this. Do not allow your partner to isolate you from your family ever, ever, ever for any reason. That's your choice.
Some of you want to act like this is normal. Even in 2016, I didn't feel the level of fear that I feel right now. And the youth is what really disappointed me because you're pointing fingers at Gen X. And get it right, it's white Gen X. And I don't care if you think I'm playing the race card at this time. We need to separate. We tried unity with you fuckers and the exit polls don't lie. There can be no coalition right now. And so today, as Greg and I sat across from each other talking about the future, because I've declined going to a family gathering for the holidays, I'm going to do a small dinner here for him, kiddo, and I, because I can't look at their faces right now. Because they voted against me and my son. And that is honest. But we had to look at each other and realize that right now, in the foreseeable future, as long as we are on American soil, putting my life at risk for a pregnancy that will already be high risk isn't viable. Was a horrible president during Katrina, which Kanye even said, George Bush doesn't care about white people.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
To a stunned Mike Myers from SNL. That the best thing you can do right now for your own safety and money is to find somebody. If you have family overseas, or like somebody said in the thread, and I'm leaving that thread up, please feel free to add any tips. Switzerland is very open still for people to open offshore accounts. I'm telling you, I'm begging you, even if it's $10 of your money, put that shit overseas, because they are going to tank our dollar. I promise you they're going to tank our dollar. I am lucky to be in a nice rural area with a property that's not currently in my name, with a husband that is willing to use his whiteness to protect us.
So let me check my notes. White women, bad. White men, good if willing to use their whiteness to protect black women. Got it.
And hunker down. That was one of his people's first agendas, to put out a statement that they are planning to deport between 12 million and 35 million people in America. You will be rolling a roulette wheel every time you take a bite of something after 2025. We are going to see systems gutted, schools demolished, communities roll back into the dark ages. I told Greg today, because yesterday he stayed home from work. I needed that. I was in my fields. I was in dark places.
So not only does she make him stay home from work when she's sick from a burrito bowl, but she also makes him stay home sick when she's in her fields? Like, is this man ever able to work? Are you a fucking adult? Hello? What the hell?
I'm not on my meds right now. I was thinking, what am I going to do? Why am I still trying to do this? And he stayed home, helped me give it, because I thought he wanted to leave. Not leave the country with me, because he does want to do that, but I thought he wanted to leave me because shit's going to get really dark. He has watched me brush up on my German, my Spanish, my Korean, my Japanese. He has seen me study other languages just in case. My black ass is retired. I don't like losing. I'm a very sore loser.
So there are 3 videos left that I clipped. We have one from November 8th, one from November 10th, and one from November 11th. Oh, and another one from November 12th. Clearly, she didn't stick to being retired from Girl World or from politics. We're going to keep hearing about that, but I don't want to interrupt in between, so if I have any commentary, it'll be on the screen.
And I am taking a much needed vacation from a lot of this.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
When I come back in December, I'm going to be talking geeky, nerdy stuff, TV reviews on Twitch. I am done with political discourse. I am done with news discourse because it's going to be bleak. And I don't want to doomsday anymore. So that's it, y'all. I'm done. I walked away from a lot of stuff this year as it is. My channel is going to be about fun, geeky things. I voted to save America. A lot of you sat home, didn't vote at all. I'm going to be sipping tea, putting my money into a foreign investment account, converting that currency over so that when the dollar drops, and like I said, if I'm wrong, I'll still have currency that's invested overseas so that my family will be all right no matter what. Since retiring from political discourse, since realizing that there's not anything I could do, I feel free. But I know, even if you don't want to say it, I'm right. And good luck, America. You're gonna need it.
And right there, we see the narcissism. Okay, we're moving on. Next video, it's the next day, November 11th. The last one was November 10th. So every single day. And then after that one is going to be November 12th because she keeps going. She keeps talking about politics and she tries to read a currency conversion chart. And if you look at it, you'll realize she's reading it very wrong. She says the euro is worth $1.71. It's $1.07. She didn't see the zero, didn't acknowledge the zero. I don't know, but you'll see it.
Because I said I was going to do this, and I promised that I was going to do a series where I give financial, budgeting, and gardening tips for people. The gardening and other stuff will come in another video. And I need to preface this that this is for educational purposes only. I would advise you to go to a financial planner of your own choosing. Please do not give your information, banking info to a non-federally backed institution or federally credibly credited e-bank system. So when I say that bringing this up hopefully will help some people understand where we're at, I hope so. Because a lot of people are showing financial illiteracy. Now, this is a US dollar rate exchange table. I'm making it a bit bigger right here because against the euro right now, our dollar's value is about 93 cents. Their dollar value is $1.71, which means their dollar is almost $2 more in value per capita than our current dollar. It is the same for many of these currencies. The Australian dollar is another one that is just a little under per capita, but still a strong currency. So when somebody like me who understands basic things like conversion and currency rates, you should DIY this. Do not give strangers your banking information. Do not try to have anybody do this for you. That is why I want to explain this as calmly and carefully as possible so that people can do this for themselves. When I opened my account years ago, I had to put I added, thank God to my grandmother, a substantial amount to put in there.
You're looking for heroes right now. I don't know what to tell you. I've never believed in that shit. Save yourself.
Maybe that's what people should have told you when you were doing GoFundMe's for an animal sanctuary that didn't exist, or your housewarming party, or you eating a bad burrito bowl and getting sick from it, or the plethora of other shit making your book accessible, not even specifying what the fuck that means. Come on, you wanted people who are perfect strangers, people you knew on the internet, to help you, but you don't believe in heroes? Bruh.
Do what you gotta do. I don't want to beef with people that it's not just, hey, you're fat and ugly, or hey, you're a clown to me. It's, hey, let's try to destroy your entire life because you happen to like somebody that I don't like, or you happen to don't like somebody that I like. What I think people wanted was me to cry and beg for a community that told me y'all don't want me. So I'm leaving you alone.
Kalari keeps trying to push this narrative that like there was some coordinated attack and she was attacked because of who she likes or who she doesn't like or whatever. Nah, we already explained this. So many people already said this. You behave like a cow, you get treated like a cow. Period. That's all I got. Thank you guys for sticking around with this long ass catch up on Kalari. I'm going to try to keep up with her more regularly. And of course, I will have the Amber Lynn Retro Reacts continuing. I will also be making a members only video probably this weekend. So keep an eye out for that if you're a member. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.